over my head. Over my head, I hear music in the air. A Negro spiritual. Music, over my head divine, in my growing profane meeting, mating in uncommon coitus of melody and counterpoint, sounding in my heart's bed springs, in my soul's cloistered cell, behind the 12 symmetrical bars of racial memory, my song an abstraction, the wail of fatal spirit descending down into matter, into the prenatal wetness of birth canal, into the subjective chaos of infancy and early childhood, into the magic circle circumscribing unfulfilled, unregenerate substance, activating the latent birth gifts of the race, setting in motion a process to make the abstract real and to make the song flesh. My song, enfleshed in Africanisms, enslaved, bound to the harmonies and discords of Europe. My song, a naked savage in a dying church, chained to a pew. How strange this integration of heredity and environment. My anthems reek of ragtime, my hymns of rhythm and blues. My offertory sentences are progressive improvisations, my doxologies boogie-woogie tapestries, and yet on the other hand, my jazz is littered with mysticism, my ballads belabored with biblical imagery, and much of the sex in my blues is exalted. How strange the body of my song. How will it mature? Can it reproduce itself in the minds and hearts of men? My song, heated red hot in the forge of the church, in the fires of adolescent love, then immersed to tempered hardness in the confluent Neptunian rivers of rock and roll, Motown soul, and down-home blues. My song, dissolving in acid, was neutralized and reconstituted by basic bebop, progressive and unfettered jazz. My song, a matrix wherein the dynamic interplay of polarities, male and female them, traditional and modern, conservative and progressive, black and white, resolve themselves, synthesize, build my home in the woods, my house by the side of the road, from which the forces of my selfhood are released. My song, enfleshed with definite form and emerging from a matrix it itself has created, is released through the voice upon the world outside. My song craves an audience, critical performance feedback to assimilate, to evaluate, seeks a great musical work to serve, and ultimately to become. The feedback comes sometimes harsh, sometimes exacting, and so begins the polishing, the embellishments, the distinctive touches for which I am to be known. My song, a life song, whose lyrics are a life poem, whose form, key, melody, and harmonies are the sounds of a self unfolding. Having sung my song with power and conviction, with every trick of technique, every embellishment of phrase that I know, have learned over a lifetime, I take time to reflect on the reviews, on the criticisms of my performance. I find my song wanting. It poorly communicates that ray of spirit within me, that which would vitalize its earthy contents. It seems devoid of spiritual experience. I must look for new material to incorporate into my song that might ignite my own spirit fire to flux my worldly lyrics, my sensuous melody down to its basic elements, down to its rare metal. Over my head, I hear the music of the spheres. I hear a song of perfection. I have found a new stage upon which to sing my song. I have restructured its melody, changed many of its lyrics, altered its rhythms. My voice has deepened, my phrasing more precise, and my delivery has improved. I have learned to close that creative circuit which eliminates the distance, eliminates the difference between myself and my audience. I can take the energy they lend me, step it up and give it back to them in an oscillating crescendo of emotive power. I can feel them feel what I am feeling. My song has grown as I have grown. Perhaps one day it may become a part of a new world spiritual, an ornament or accent or a minor melodic passage, and I, a part of a new world order.